Spellbreak, the free-to-play Battle Royale's future is frozen in its tracks as Blizzard buys out Proletariat, planning to move its staff to work on World of Warcraft.
And Nintendo had another mini direct, but it had a ton of new announcements. We've got all this info and much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we bring you all the video game news that you need to know every single week. My name is E-Rock the Red. I'm joined, as always, by Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Yo, doing pretty good. Yeah, this week's news is like full of twists and turns coming from every direction.
Twisty,
I like it.
turny, the best kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's been going on? Anything exciting?
Video game wise, like, you know, I have either everything or nothing at all. This week is an everything week.
Really?
Tried out, as everybody on Fruit Lab is like posting all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
The site is now basically F122's site.
Yeah.
So Formula One Racing 2022, played that. I'll let you talk because I know you played that too. And I'll just jump ahead to a little bit of one of the games last week that was free on Epic Games was Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, and I fell absolutely in love with that game.
Really?
First time playing it, I streamed for 5.5 straight hours. I didn't stand up to go to the bathroom even.
Come on. What? So, are you a car guy? Do you like doing that stuff in real life?
Like I'm okay with cars. I can do a brake change, I can do an oil change, things like that. But it's like you go past that any deeper into the engine bay, I don't know what I'm looking at, and it's hard for me to try and get at it if something's wrong.
So what were you fixing in Car Mechanic Simulator?
You do a little bit of everything. Like, you have to slowly work your way up. So I'm not to the point where I can do like body damage and I can replace like a whole door, but I can't paint it, things like that. But you do, you know, you'll do the brake job, you'll do the gearbox, the engine. You can tear the engine completely out of the car if you want and put some supercharged crazy thing back in there.
So now, is this something that they release like annually? Is it like, are there new versions? Because you say 2018, I'm like,
Yeah.
How
I don't.
You know?
I'm not sure if there was one before 2018 because I watch a little bit of YouTube videos on 2018, and then the next one is 2021. So
Okay.
that one came out just, I guess, last year.
Gotcha. Okay, so these aren't popping out every year because I'm like, what
No,
do they
not every
add
single
or
year.
change in this every year? Now, does it have like real life cars and stuff in it, like the name brands?
This one, the base game doesn't. It's very, very similar. Like, you know, you're looking at a Chevy Bel Air by the tail fins and things like
Gotcha.
that. But I believe that there are DLC packs. They're not on Epic Games yet, though. Because this came out brand new to Epic, and that's why it was one of the free games.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, that's exciting. I'm glad you found something that you enjoy. Yeah, it's just been a car. It's been a car week for you then, huh? With
Yeah.
F1 and car mechanic simulator. So yeah, like you said, I also dabbled with a little F1. Now, us, you know, a couple of red-blooded Americans playing Formula One racing. It was now I don't normally do you play racing games ever?
Like Need for Speed, so it's a little more arcade
racers. Yes, me too. Like, yeah, I'm like, I'll crush anybody in like Burnout, where I'm going like 4,000 miles per hour around traffic. I'm Tokyo drifting. But this is much more realistic, and I don't know. It's a well-made game. I don't know if it's for me, but I get dude. There's like so many layers. Now you went through the whole thing. You did like the whole. How long did you play it?
I played it for about 2 hours total, I think.
Oh, that's it? Like, cause yeah, you did the whole, like, you made your character and everything.
Yeah.
You dressed him up. You
Oh,
got a
yeah.
nice outfit.
You got to change the rug collar and the couch
dude,
cushions.
It's so much. There's so much of that,
Yeah.
like, the customization of, like, your garage or whatever.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. But that's one of
Yeah.
our new releases. We'll get to it a little bit more when we get to that. But, yeah, I didn't get into much other games this week. I've been I've been going to bed at a reasonable hour. You know,
What's that like?
yeah, like 11 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh man, Grandpa.
I know, right, dude? And part of it is that I've been like, so I like hurt my foot about a week ago. I've been off from work. I haven't been, I've just been, I just been doing nothing, and it's, I don't know, man. It's draining my brain. By the time like I do nothing all day, and then by the time like 9, 10 o'clock comes around, I'm like, do I really want to play a game? It seems like such a chore. I'm just like, I'm just going to bed. I don't know.
Right.
It's probably just depression. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
All right. But, that being said, let's get this show on the road. We got a lot to talk about. Let's kick things off with our new releases from last week. First up, let's talk about Phobia Saint Dinfa Hotel. This is a debut game from Pulsatrix Studios. And it's basically just a love letter to Resident Evil. It came out just on the 28th of June for PS4, PS5, Xbox One X, S, and PC. And it looks awesome. It looks really spooky. You walk around this hotel and it's just like, scary things happen.
Yeah. No, I'm not real familiar with this like genre of games. I've not played a lot of them, but it reminded me of like a Resident Evil game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's Resident Evil, but like an indie version. And a lot of the mechanics in the game are Resident Evil like, from everything I've heard. The one thing that separates it is that you have this camera that lets you see into like these parallel realities. And there's like, different things happening, spooky things. But one downside is that I'm hearing is that the controls are a little janky. The fighting, like, you have a gun and you could shoot stuff, and it's a little like, it's not the best mechanic. And which I guess is very similar to Resident Evil, because that was the same way, man. Like the early Resident Evils with the tank controls, it was so hard to like do anything. But this game definitely is going on my list for E-Rocktober. We'll see, if it's cheap or goes on one of the subscription services. But yeah, I'm hearing that the story's great and the scares are pretty good, nice. Pretty scary. So it's good. It's a good horror holiday game. Next up, MX versus ATV Legends. This came out also on the 28th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One XS, and PC. You got your motocross. You got your ATVs. You got your UTVs. Which before I looked into this, I didn't know what UTVs were. I thought it was like some sort of sexually transmitted disease or something.
Oh, jeez.
But it is not.
What is it? What is the UTVs? Is that like the Razors?
Exactly. It's like like the bigger, like the vehicles. I don't know what the U stands for. Ultra terrain vehicles. I don't know.
Yeah. Do people have a lot of those in your neck of the woods?
No.
They're really big into them around here. You got to have your truck, your trailer, and your Razor to pull behind it.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, they look cool, but yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. I've never driven one. Although I think I would like to.
So, have you played any of the games in this series? This one is the same developers and same series go back all the way to like PS2.
They go back a ways. I definitely played them. I know they've never been like great. They're always just kind of there for it's a niche game. You got your motocross fans, your ATV fans. Like same thing with like Formula One. How Formula One is not huge in America. I'm sure motocross and ATV is not very big. Outside of America. It's definitely more of a U.S. type thing. But yeah, I've definitely played them. Which faction do you root for? Are you an MX or an ATV guy?
See, I don't remember. I know I played one of those MX games first, and then I played like MX versus ATV Unleashed or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it was cooler to be on the ATV then, because it was like you could smash into everything in those games. Oh, probably a little bit safer.
Yeah, I like safety. I'm with that team. Those motocross guys, they're scary. But yeah, it's got split screen, 16 player online. It's got brand new Trails mode, which is like, outdoor racing, which I thought most of this was, but I guess not. I guess there's a lot of like indoor track racing in a lot of it. And then it's got a career mode, and it's refined physics. So that's good, right?
Hope so. Yeah, I've got this one. I got a review copy of it that was wasted on me because the game is already out, and I missed that sort of deadline. But I'm due for some reviews, so next week I'll report back with how this game was to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait to hear which team wins the ultimate battle. MX versus ATV. And then the last one came out July 1st, F1 22. Of course, we got to mention it. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, and PC. Like we said, what's your, based on your few hours gameplay, what's your take on this bad boy?
All right. It is as complicated as you want to make it. That's mostly my takeaway. But then at the same time, it almost lacked in ways that I needed. Like, you made the comment in your video, and I thought the exact same thing in my head at the exact same point of the game. Where are the beards?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
There's so much customization, but it's missing. Yeah. A lot of it is just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You're choosing, literally, it wasn't a joke, the wall art and the pillow color and the rug color in your apartment that you're going to spend 2 minutes of the entire game in, but you can't, you have 9 heads to choose from, and that's it.
Yeah. The whole in-game currency thing is crazy. Like, you could buy in-game currency with real money to buy, new pillows for your couch. And it's just that whole thing, the couch part in the weird marble garage is so weird and unnecessary to me to put your car in that. So there's these special cars and you can't even really use them. They're such they're just thrown in after the fact. It has nothing to do with F1 racing, these supercars.
It's definitely a game full of in-game advertisements. I saw a crypto.com billboard across the middle of the racetrack.
Dude, absolutely. On the steering wheel, there's Amazon on your car's steering wheel and stuff. Now I'm sure that's how it is in real life, but it's, I don't know. The gameplay is fantastic. I think it's real tight. If you're a fan of F1 and the whole season, it's got all the big names, and it's got all the big tracks and all. It's more of a simulator. If you're into that and if you ever wanted to drive an F1 car, this is a very well made game. But I don't understand a lot of the choices as far as why they included these supercars and this whole weird thing with this garage with pillowcases and stuff. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but I was surprised and impressed by how incredibly technical things are. And if you've seen those the real life F1 steering wheels, they've got 30 knobs and switches. Yeah. And I assume that coincides with in the game when you use on keyboard it's your up down arrows. You can change so many things on the fly, your braking differential. Yeah. So if you really know what you're doing, you could be great at the game, I'm sure.
I had no idea what I was doing, and I think
I didn't either.
I suffered because of that too. Because even the road conditions and your different tires and stuff like that, I'm dude, I don't know anything about this. So, but yeah, it's definitely, if you're a fan of F1, I recommend it. Let us know what you think. All right, that's it for our new releases from this past week. Let's get in to the main course, our news of the week. First up, Nintendo had another mini direct. This one wasn't so mini though. There was a lot of content in this thing. Let's run through it pretty quickly. Some big things were announced. First up, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now this is, it was announced during Xbox thing, and then Sony followed up, said we're getting them too, and now Nintendo, they're us too, baby, we're getting it. So P5 Royal will be coming to the Switch on October 21st, and then the other games soon, no date. But this is big news for fans of the series, and I know we talked about it before. You never played the Persona games. They are very Japanese role
Yeah,
playing.
somebody told me that it was Japan the video game.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. Next up, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection was announced. This is these are like old Game Boy Advance games. It's like a tabletop, top down. I don't know. It's weird, but there's 10 games coming in this thing. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope got a release date. That's coming October 20th. And then Portal, the companion collection, Shadow dropped. Boom, available right away on the Nintendo Switch. So anybody that's never played Portal, go, if you know Nintendo Switch, go play this game. It's a fantastic game. Nier Automata is finally getting ported over to the Nintendo Switch. This one's also coming in October 6th. So it's a big month for the Nintendo Switch, October there. Harvestella, this was a new game that was announced. It is another RPG, and it's kind of, it's got a life sim style gameplay like Stardew Valley, where you got to collect stuff and, do fun stuff. That's coming out November 4th. Return to Monkey Island is coming to consoles, first on Switch. You ever play the Monkey Island games?
I have not, but this one got me a little interested.
Yeah, so they are, puzzle games, like just point and click adventures. So this was big. Back in the day, they had them all like the Sam and Max series, and this was like right at the, beginning when Telltale was starting to take off with their point and clicks. And this one has always been a fan favorite. And it's coming back. You get to play it first on the Nintendo Switch sometime 2022. Super Bomberman R2 is a new Bomberman game that was announced coming to the Nintendo Switch in 2023. They announced a demo for Live Alive. I know my buddy's been really looking forward to this one. So when I saw this news, I called him real quick. I was like, "Yo, this demo's coming out." This is just like a top-down, old-school RPG. I don't know why he's so excited for this. I watched the trailer. I'm like, meh. It's definitely looks like a Super Nintendo, or not even a Super Nintendo game. It looks like a Nintendo game.
Is this the one that had like the flat sprites, but they're in like atmospheric, newer kind of setting?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked interesting. I don't know about the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. It's you got to win me over with some gameplay. That was pretty much all the major things. We also got an announcement for a new game called Blanc, which looks cool. It's just described as an emotional adventure, completely text-free. So that one comes February 2023. And that was pretty much it for the major announcements. A lot more announcements after that. So if you've got a Nintendo Switch and you're interested in some of these announcements, indie games mostly, go check out the full direct. Available everywhere. And is there anything that was announced that you saw that we didn't chat about?
They did say Disney Dreamlight Valley is coming to Switch. I'm not sure if that was already known though.
Yeah, that one. I know you've got that one marked on your calendar. You're ready to play as the Little Mermaid. And,
I'll try it out.
Yeah, you'll try everything once. I've heard that. But yeah, that comes out September 6th in early access. So. That one, I think we talked about that one, right? You gotta farm and cook, and
you cook with Ratatouille.
You cook Mickey Mouse with Ratatouille. Yes. It's a whole weird thing, but so lots of news coming out of that. Go check out the full direct. All right, next up, July PlayStation Plus games were announced, and some good ones, man. I'm excited for this month. We got Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, Dark Pictures, Man of Medan, and Arcadegeddon. I keep trying to say that one. That's a hard one to say. Arcadegeddon. Yeah. You say it.
Arcadegeddon.
Yeah, nailed it. First try. But yeah, they look cool. That Arcadegeddon is a day one release, and that one sounds fun. It's like a PvP like multiplayer game. You can play with up to 4 people, and you like go inside I think you go inside like a game, and you gotta like stop bad guys. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But the trailer for that looks really cool. I'm excited. So these are all available on July 5th. You have until that day to pick up the old games, God of War, Naruto to Boruto, and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
All right, did you pick up the Naruto game?
I did. I downloaded it. I have not tried it. There's been so
How about
much
the
happening.
Yeah? What about the Nickelodeon?
Nope. Same thing. But they're both in my library, but I've just been yeah, they didn't call to me, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta wait for that game to call to me. Maybe I'll try the Naruto to Boruto just because I like to say Boruto.
Oh yeah.
And if I can say it more while I'm playing the game, shit, we're in business, baby. Yeah, what do you think of that? Of the new lineup coming to PlayStation Plus?
Looks good. Like Crash Bandicoot 4, that doesn't seem like it's even been out that long, but the last 2 years have been kind of crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Who knows when anything happened?
Yeah. That's like was that a AAA title? Maybe it's like a $40 game?
Yeah, it was. It was I mean, it was a huge deal when it was like the first Crash game in a while, and it was very well received. So that one I'm definitely excited to play. We play a lot of platformers in this house. My kid loves to watch them, loves to play them. So that'll be fun. And then the Man of Medan I bought, haven't ever. I think I played the first few chapters. We love those. Like that's from the Until Dawn people. It's super awesome. So yeah, that one. It was a slower start, so it really didn't hook us as much. But yeah, I'm definitely eager to get back into that. And then yeah, Arcade-ageddon. I'm super excited for that one. Like I always talk about any games that I could play with my group of friends. Like we're always looking for new games, and now I feel like we're getting them like every week, every 2 weeks. So it's like we can't even keep up with them. We have so many games like that we bought, like the Aliens game. Back for Blood, Evil Dead, where it's like, especially now that it's summer and like everybody's out, kind of, we're not trapped in our houses anymore. We've got quite the backlog of games, but I'm glad this one's coming for free. I mean, you know what I mean, not for free, but all right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Blizzard Entertainment. So Blizzard just bought Proletariat Studio. These are the makers of the game Spellbreak. So the way it shook out was really strange. So Proletariat announced that Spellbreak, they're shutting it down, the servers, and this free-to-play game will be ending early next year, and they didn't say why. And then the next day, it was reported that Blizzard bought Proletariat in order for their studio to help build and work on the new World of Warcraft Dragonflight expansion. So it was like, oh, now it all makes sense. So did you play this Spellbreak game?
I did, and it wasn't until 30 minutes ago that I remembered that I actually did. Yeah, that's how great of a time I had. I couldn't run it back in those days.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hard, so I was like getting my ass handed to me.
Yeah, I played it fairly well. I don't know. Again, time. Who knows how that works? But when it came over to console, so this was probably a couple of years ago now. I played it, and it wasn't for me. I guess like I was super excited for it, but like I couldn't really grasp like a lot of the how to get great. I went out there and I was able to play and have fun, but like I would never be able to win it because everybody was like, people had it in 2018 on PC and stuff like that, and it was just like, so I just never really stuck with it. But
yeah,
whatever. It's done now. We don't have to talk about it ever again.
Well, there is probably a lesson in there that a lot of people are learning the hard way about these new games as a service games that they can't shut down. So if you've put hundreds of dollars into microtransactions and skins and things like that, this isn't like the old days where you get to keep it on your hard drive. It's just going to be gone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like with, there's a free to play game that we play called Smite. I've talked about it before, and my wife has probably spent like, I'm not even gonna guess how much she spent on like just cosmetics in that game. But it's gonna be a sad day when that finally stopped working. Although they just had a very big weekend. They had like a tournament, and they had like 150,000 viewers going, and a lot of people playing at once. So it was nice to see.
Now, is Smite through Blizzard?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they are. I forget what they're starts with an H, ends with a something. Anyways,
Gotcha. I think I was thinking of Hearthstone.
yeah. Smite is like a MOBA, kind of like a League of Legends type thing,
Okay.
but it's behind. It's like a third person view, so it's a little bit more actiony. So yeah, so Proletariat is now in charge of making this, this new World of Warcraft thing. So that's expected to launch by the end of 2022, and we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So let's pour one out for all you Spellbreak players, and go buy World of Warcraft, I guess now.
Because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that one is not going anywhere. All right, next up, Pokemon Go creator Niantic is, they're struggling a little bit. They're not shutting down. They're not going Spellbreak on us here, but they are struggling. They've been forced to cancel 4 projects and lay off 8% of their staff, which is about 90 jobs. So recent quote says, company was facing a time of economic turmoil and had been reducing costs in a variety of areas. And they're working to further streamline their operations in order to best position the company to weather any economic storms that may lie ahead. So basically what this boils down to is that they haven't been able to find that new Pokemon Go. I mean, remember when that first came out, dude? People were running out of their house to go catch the Pikachu down the street and
getting hit by cars in the process.
Yeah, dude, they made more than $1 billion a year in those first few years, man.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, and they tried with Harry Potter, which is another huge franchise, just like Pokemon, but I guess it didn't catch on.
Yeah, Harry Potter, and then that Pikmin Bloom was their most recent one, and that one has not caught on either. So. So the games that they gotta cancel, Heavy Metal. This is a Transformers game, and then Hamlet, which was a collaboration between Niantic and Punch Drunk, the theatrical company behind the popular interactive play Sleep No More. And the other 2 projects are called Blue Sky and Snowball. So they didn't sound like winners anyway. Cancel them all.
Oh no, I can't play Hamlet.
Yeah,
no, but yeah, I was gonna say, when I first saw this headline, my heart sank a little. I'm like, they're gonna cancel that Peridot game.
I know, dude.
But no. As far as I know, it's still going. Early access in Malaysia.
Yeah, that's gonna be their big one, dude. I'm telling you, this is gonna put them back on the map, dude. I'm gonna spend so much damn money in that game taking care of my cute little Peridot monster.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that one, and then they just also recently announced NBA World, which is a very strange one. Did you hear about this one?
Something about it, you throw balls at the players. So maybe that was a joke.
I mean, I don't really know, but it's basically Pokemon Go, where you go around and you find NBA players that are just throughout the world, and then you play basketball with them or against them.
So no Pokeball-esque throwing of a basketball. Hopefully,
I hope there is. It would be.
Oh yeah,
you gotta capture,
slam it in the back of their head. Hey, challenge me.
Yeah. I just caught Giannis, or that'll be a big one. Be a big
I got a shiny Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Oh yeah, bring out the classics.
Mm-hmm.
Just find me a Kobe, and I'll be all set. So yeah, we'll see what NBA World is like, and then hopefully the Peridot will get here soon, and we'll all be back out there getting hit by cars, catching cute animals. All right, moving on. Have you been wanting to play Halo Infinite campaign in the co-op mode? Well, call up your friends because it's finally happening. I mean, technically only in beta, but if you've been waiting, now's the chance. So they're starting a beta that you could play the campaign in co-op. It runs from July 11th through July 22nd, and it includes the entire campaign. It's available to anyone who either owns Halo Infinite or has Xbox Game Pass. Console players who are interested in trying it out will need to join the Xbox Insider program. So, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, nor if you want to play this game. I don't know at this point why you just don't wait until it's done. But I know people have been really excited to get in there with their friends and shoot bad guys. So
Yeah, did you get a chance to check out the Halo campaign?
no, my problem is that I keep toying with the idea of going back and playing all the campaigns from the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So I just haven't, like, I'm too anxious to even do that. So no, I haven't touched it at all.
Oh,
and I keep
that'll take you a while.
Yeah, I know. Like, so I think I'm just gonna start with this one. But yeah, now I can play. We can play together. We'll join the beta. We'll do the thing together. You could guide me.
Absolutely.
Guide me through.
I'll download the Steam version to my Xbox Cloud version to have access to the beta.
Exactly.
It's incredibly convoluted.
Yeah, so you need to download the campaign build and start a new playthrough, and you won't be able to carry any existing progress over. And beta progress will also not transfer back to the retail version of the game. However, that's only for the beta, so when the full version does release, you won't need to do any of this stuff. It's just going to be there. It's just going to be easy, and you could go through there. So the lead world designer, John Mulkey, has said, the way we are handling this is through something we internally refer to as no Spartan left behind. When players join the fire team and choose their save slots to play on, the game aggregates the states of all missions across those saves and sets up a world state in which any missions completed by all fire team members are marked as complete, while any missions not completed by all are marked as incomplete. So that's their weird workaround to getting this beta going. It doesn't say, I mean, it's just so weird that they're offering this beta, but it just doesn't have the ability to just like ease into this game and like play normally. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's why it's in beta right now, but it's just the whole thing seems really difficult to do it for 11 days. But, I know a lot of people like have only ever played through the campaign with like their best friends. So it's just like a thing that they've been waiting for. It's like every time a Halo comes out, they play, where's Steve? We got to get this game together. So that's how they talk. So we'll see. They say the goal is to catch any lingering performance or technical issues ahead of the full release of the feature and encourages people who experience the issues to report them on the Halo support site. So if you get into that beta, find those bugs. Get them out of here. So their plan is for a full rollout of both campaign co-op and the option to replay missions in August. So, and it's only a month away. Shit, this seems like a lot of work to just wait a month.
Yeah.
Whatevs. To each their own. Another game that needs some help with betas and bugs. Skate 4. Yes, it's still happening. It's been 12 years since Skate 3, and the developer Full Circle has just put out a trailer basically showing that, listen, we're still making this game, we're working on it, and if you want to help us, here's how you can help. So they showed this trailer as pre-alpha footage is what they described it as, and it was just, a lot of it was just models. There were some parts that showed more finished gameplay to just kind of get an idea of what the game is going to be like, and those sections looked like a very promising skateboarding game. But basically the whole point of this is saying, hey, we're working to make this game dope, but they are looking for more feedback, and you could sign up to be a play tester. You can sign up at ea.com to play test Skate 4.
Nice.
You excited?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never played a skate game. I was a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater kind of kid.
Yeah, whereas Tony Hawk was more of that arcadey game. Skate was, it was still, I mean, it wasn't true to life, but it was more, it wasn't as silly, wasn't more as outlandish. And this one seems cool because they're talking about it's gonna be an open world. So that right there, I mean, sounds pretty awesome. Just to have an open world thing where you can just skate off everything and do all your kick flips and your ollies, grinds.
Oh, yeah. As long as there's an infinite grind cheat code like Tony Hawk's had.
Yeah. You just grind your way through life.
Oh, yeah.
I want a t-shirt that says that, too, by the way. All right, and last up, Atari. Now this is for the boomers out there. This is for our boomer audience. Atari 50, the anniversary celebration was announced. Now, this looks pretty cool though. It's basically it's an interactive journey. I want to read some of the parts of this announcement. Basically, it said Atari 50, the anniversary celebration, takes players on an interactive journey through 50 years of video games via interviews with designers, developers, and industry leaders, documentary footage, product design documents, high resolution original artwork, and a specially curated list of more than 90 playable games. At the heart of the game are the interactive timelines, which combine historical trivia, digital artifacts, all new video interviews, and playable games into one singular experience. When you encounter a game in the timeline, you can immediately play it without losing your place. So, what a cool idea. It's basically, you're watching a documentary, you're learning, and then you're playing. And I like that idea.
Yeah.
So, did you have an Atari when you were a youngster? It might have been before your time.
Atari is for the most part before my time, but I did have one of them a little later on, like well after its prime.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of experience there. I'm thinking that this would have been a really, really good opportunity for Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, dude. Can you imagine that? Yeah, like you're watching the documentary, you play the game right there. And they're not graphically, most of this shit was just like one button, two button anyways,
About as simple as you can get as far as video games go.
Yeah. We had an Atari when I was very small. Now this is showing more my age, but I remember playing a lot of those games, and it's so simple, so probably not fun. Now going back and trying to play them now, they're probably not fun at all. But I remember having fun with some of those games. But this one, it also includes the Atari Jaguar and the Atari Lynx platforms. Now, these are the systems that came much later and had, not your basic Atari, like, for, colors and, just squares. Like, these were actual games. So those will also be included in the 90 games on this thing. So I thought it was a really cool idea. They also announced that there's going to be 6 new games, basically revisited games of previous ones, or mashups or reimagining of classics. And those are Sword Quest Air World, VCTR, SCTR, Vector Sector. Oh, that's better. That's that makes more sense. Neo Breakout, Quadratank, and Yar's Revenge reimagined. So, I remember playing the tank games and breakout games back in the day on those things. Yar's Revenge. So this, this seems pretty cool. We'll see what it's like. But I just love the idea that it's not just a 90 games thrown together on a thing. They're actually, putting this documentary with artwork and interviews. So I think that's a really cool idea. I don't think it's something like that has ever been done. So
that'll be pretty interesting, because otherwise somebody could obviously download a folder of all those games in 5 minutes and play them.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're not going to get this entire experience.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you really are a fan of the history of video games, there's going to be some interesting nuggets in there for you.
Yeah, and I think that's who this is, really targeting people that are, fans of video games, not even fans even of Atari. So like I said, the older video game players still. So pretty cool. This comes out this winter for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox XS, and the Nintendo Switch. So so I'm sure we'll have more information about that before that comes out. And and that concludes our news of the week. What else?
Look both ways before crossing the street to get that rare LeBron James.
Exactly. Yes. Very, very informative words from Full Clip here. We need to be careful before you collect your LeBron Jameses. I can't wait for this game to come out now that we've just been kind of making fun about it. I think I need to see NBA World. I'm going to look it up. I wanted, before we go, I'm going to see if this was announced. And how did it get through our news, our eyes? You know?
Yeah, good question.
Just typing in NBA World is not a good Google thing. Let's put NBA World Niantic in here. Okay, it doesn't say. It just says, you can sign up to be notified when NBA All World is available in your country by going to NBAAllWorld.com. So, yeah, we'll see. There's a trailer. Okay, we'll watch that. That'll be our homework. We'll watch the NBA All World trailer. We'll report back next week. See how many basketball. I want to catch a Scottie Pippen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. You can find us on Fruit Lab as Gaming News Weekly or our individual channels. I'm Erect the Red. This is Full Clip. You could go there and check out our hot takes on F1 22, available July 1st. And also, if you want to listen to our show, you can check us out anywhere podcasts are available. If you do get our podcast from Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review and tell us how awesome we are. And then if you're on YouTube, go to Pop Culture Playground. You could watch this show. You can watch my other show, a bunch of other stuff there. And go to GameFAQs, FAX. You could follow Full Clip there doing GameFAQs.
Yeah.
Not the GameFAQs where he's like just telling you, oh, you got to go up this ladder and turn right. And there's a hidden gem there. No these are codes. Good, informative videos that tell us about the world of video games.
The gaming history, past, future, present. No, not
all
future.
Of that. Past, future, present tense. All right. That's it. We done?
I think we're done.
All right, let's call it a night. I'm hoping to get in this Overwatch beta. I got an email about an hour ago and it says like you got to do this to sign up, and like since then it's just been like 404 error. I think it's getting squeezed. So I'm hoping to get in tonight.
Yeah, hopefully they get back to you. I signed up for the Hyenas beta.
Ooh, I didn't know there was a sign up. I got to do that. All right, good looking out. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.